And as soon as you get that, people saying that's not happening in America, that's a conspiracy theory. That is you literally in a trance under mind control, rationalizing whenever you're faced with something that threatens you and that scares you, you just say, that's not true. That's not true. That's not real. Look, it's real, okay? It's so much more real, I can't even describe it to you. And for all of you out there, and a lot of it's a snowball effect, they admittedly have government psychological warfare databases of certain phrases and terms that they have discovered are effective with weak-minded people and the easily influenced. And you'll see these comments on YouTube and everywhere else, and you can even click on their handles and go to their websites, and a lot of times they admit they're in Army PSYOPs or they work for a big corporation in public relations. And they'll just come out and say, none of this is true. You're a tinfoil hat wearer. And the simpler, the more mindless it is, the more effective it is. Until they're psychologically ready to roll out with it. They think you're acclimated and conditioned enough to go from, Alex is a crazy kook, there's no microphones put up in your town to listen to you. This guy's a nut, to, yeah, we've put him out for over a decade, and we're also listening to you in your house. It's for your safety. And then those people that were saying I was a kook, they just go, well, of course we need microphones listening to us. Or they still keep lying and saying there is no article. I could sit here on TV with all the articles where they're admittedly listening to you, worse than 1984, and it's done to target you, the good people, that know what you're up to and to know how to manipulate you. And it's known to see what economic decisions you're going to be making, because they put it into these big aggregators to then make decisions on how to better rape you, how to better manipulate you financially. And they admit that. The biggest way the NSA operates is they'll see a trend for, say, French bulldogs 5 years ago, and they'll just give that information to a select board of corporations, and then those corporations can use that data however they want. If they want to put a French bulldog on a lunchbox, knowing it'll sell easier, which gives them an unfair trade advantage. Or the way one NSA guy described it to me, the NSA doesn't know why, but strawberries start getting real popular, and everything's strawberries, strawberries, strawberries. Then they know how to preposition from that. They kind of boil it down in a simple way in V for Vendetta, where it shows these trucks driving around with dishes on the roofs, listening to what's happening in people's houses, which they actually really do have, with these acoustic microphones. And they go into the board meeting with the police, the FBI, and others, with the Big Brother fellow, and they say, the positive mention is down to a record level, down to below 40%. And they say, that's it, we've got to move now, we're in deep trouble. Once it drops between 40, it's all over. They are actually listening to you in your house. They know what you really think of the government. They know the majority of you know 9/11's an inside job. They know many of you are waking up about the poison in the water. They know you're waking up about the bankers being criminals. They know the majority of you know that the oil leak's a staged event. Okay? They know. They know. They know that we really do have 4 million web visitors a week. They know we really do have between 2 to 5 million radio listeners a week, depending on which week. They know it's exponentially growing. They're going to start a war, folks. They're going to blow oil wells. They're going to stage crises. They're going to stage mass shootings and blame it on patriots, all in an attempt to shut you up to go along with this. See, there's no more denial for those of you out there that are childlike. The government is listening to you. Google is the NSA. They are listening to you in your house and watching you with the camera built in. They are using your iPads, your iPhones. They are using all of the systems that are cell phone enabled. They are using everything to track you. It was designed to track you. They are completely criminal. If you're 38 years old or younger, they took your blood at birth and put it in a bioweapons database. I told you this 15 years ago. It's now admitted. This isn't a joke. There isn't time to screw around. Listen, cops. Listen, military. You are being poisoned. You have got to choose sides. And there's no decision. You're already on our side. You're already slated for extermination. Slow, soft kill extermination, getting more and more intense. The system's already tested how to roll out a new plague, have a celebrity lead the plague, and to make sure they manage the plague so that real cures and the real cause is never found. They already know how to make money out of killing you. This isn't a joke. This isn't a conspiracy theory. It's a fact. You've got to join us, bureaucrats. All of you people that go to these Ivy League universities that are taught you're the elite and the public's a bunch of scum. You're seen as scum as well. You're creating a hell planet. All of you that work as bureaucrats or media people, all of you that hold this system up, the system is a meat grinder. The system is a wood chipper. And sure, they were putting the blacks in 50 years ago and you laughed at them, hearing them squeal. Now they've gotten up to you in the wood chipper. Are you going to continue to laugh about it? Are you going to continue to think you're a winner? Are you going to continue to think you're part of the winning team? You're not on the winning team in this predatory system. Killing millions of innocent Arabs isn't funny. The troops growing opium in Afghanistan isn't funny. All of this will come back on us and is coming back on us. The globalists hate you, the American people, much more than they hate the Arabs. Why are they killing the Arabs? Because they have courage and they're independent and they have big families. And they're certainly not perfect and have a lot of cultural problems as well. Everybody does. But they are killing them because they're red-blooded, folks. They're taking them over so they can be exterminated through the soft kill weapons. They don't have fluoridated water, folks. Okay, they still are red-blooded. They are domesticating you to kill you. They are domesticating you ahead of your orderly extermination. This is not a drill. More calls, and the whole last hour will be news. Gil in Texas. Thank you for holding. You're on the air. Good to talk to you.
It's a long time since I've spoken to you, Alex. My God, what can you say? I mean, I saw that segment where they actually have the troops protecting the poppy fields. Effectively, that's going to bring poison right here to this country. We have our troops protecting the poison that's going to poison our own people. Isn't that crazy?
And they put it in our face. This is the PSYOP. They admit everything now. They're now all over the news today. I saw no fewer than 5 mainstream reports saying, yes, microphones have been put up to listen to you. We called them gunshot detectors, but we're really recording you. And NSA software is tracking everything you do. I mean, this is incredible.
We had no security out here where I live. But now we have nighttime security in a vehicle with a pretty yellow flashing lights. I imagine they have the ability to listen in on the conversations in and around our apartment. They found tar balls on Crystal Beach now, here in Texas. And they're not wanting to admit or confirm that it's possibly from the BP oil spill. There's just so much going on. I had a vision, I hope it's not true, of blood in the skies here on the Gulf Coast. And
so you're down there by Galveston, and you're saying you're seeing tar balls coming up.
I'm near the boot. I'm actually in southeast Texas, Beaumont, Port Arthur, Orange area. Point Neches, where Tex Mars hails from in that area. In fact, I can spit and hit Point Neches from where I'm from. And, yeah, they're saying they're having tar balls wash up on Galveston Island, the beach, and then, you know, of course, the Coast Guard is in with the industrial complex. They're not going to admit that it's possibly from that spill. I'm hearing rumors also that this thing is far beyond what they're willing to admit, that it's probably a lot worse. And, you know,
well, first they said it was 5,000 barrels a day, then it was 10, then 20, then 30, then 50,000 barrels a day. So they've lied so much, I don't think anyone even knows, but we do know from the satellite and aircraft photos that most of the oil, which is coming up from 5,000 feet under the water, is in underwater plumes. And so most of the oil hasn't even gotten to the surface. And as the Gulf heats up in late summer to the temperature of a bathtub, as it does every year, as it takes, again, a whole summer for it to get hot, it's such a large body, but once it gets hot, it gets really hot, that all that oil is then going to come up because when it's cold, for some reason, it causes it to stay lower in the water, and it's going to off-gas all those gases. And so this is just horrible. And, yeah, the reports I've seen are that Hurricane Alex did blow in a lot of that oil, and that some of it had drifted over towards Texas. And it's unconfirmed whether or not that's from that oil spill or some other spill, because when everybody's busy watching this spill, other oil companies don't have to be as careful. Anything else?
Project Swiftfox. What's the latest? You're hearing anything? There's some people on the internet saying that maybe at 48 hours after the 4th, they might slowly start implementing this mass evacuation of the Gulf Coast, probably including my area as well.
I don't know. There's a lot of speculation and unfortunately no facts. I tried to open the phones up for whistleblowers, and we got some interesting info, but nothing specific.